Hey, live. Yeah, we're live.
Ooh, baby, what's up?
Wait.
What's up?
Are we?
What is up, World Local News, Ians? And welcome. Hey, before we start every episode, we got to get your mind right, baby, all right? So let's get your mind right, and then we're going to run through what we're going to talk about today.
Welcome to World Local News. Recording live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of no audience. World Local News, 80% news, 20% bullshit. You've got questions? So do we. Like my grandmother always says, don't knock it till you try it 8 times. I'm not
Save the
wearing
last
pants.
dance.
World Local News. Everything is fucked. Let's get on with the show.
Welcome back to another wonderful episode of World Local News. I'm your host, Freddie Valoy,
I'm your co-host, Greg Perlman.
and we're here to bring you a fire episode. Greg, what are we going to cover today?
Freddie, we're bringing heat today, man.
What do you got?
We got...
What kind of heat you bringing, first of
All right.
all? Because we need to set expectations. There's different levels of heat.
We're talking Black Twitter.
Ooh, Black Twitter.
We're talking Disney Plus and Marvel.
Disney Plus and Marvel. We got some nerds. We got Black Twitter. We got nerd shit. What's good?
We're talking Huawei. We're talking privacy. We're talking Edward Snowden.
We're talking China. Greg's got a Chinese soccer jersey on. I don't know what to make of it yet, guys, but it's going to unfold during the episode.
We're talking celebrity pastors.
Celebrity pastors.
I mean, we got a hot show.
This is
we're spanning the spectrum.
yeah.
We're touching on hot button issues.
What's important today? You know, the election's over,
This
so
is
now
what
we
it's
got
about.
this
This is what it's
this is the real news, all right?
So you know, this is probably my favorite part of the show. We call this catching up. So Freddie, how are things going, man?
Social media handles first, remember?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, you can follow World Local News on Instagram at World Local News. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on iTunes and Spotify. Search for World Local News. Look for our handsome faces. Subscribe, like the videos, share them with your friends. You know, we're getting into the holidays, Freddie, and what better gift than sharing World Local News with a friend?
It doesn't cost you anything. Just
It's
hit
free.
share and send it to a family member you like. And if you don't like our show, send it to a family member you don't like, all right? That's what you can do it. And if you like my stuff, follow me, Freddie Valoy on Instagram, Freddie Valoy on YouTube as well. Date Live will be back soon. I'll be promoting the new Date Live dates up on my Instagram story. That's where you can find where I'm going to be doing stand-up next and things like that. So follow my Instagram stories for laughter and just, you know, psychosis unfolding. So Greg, now let's do some catching up, buddy.
All right, let's do some catching up.
How you been feeling lately?
You know, it's a weird slow crawl every year around the holidays. You know, in the business world, and this year in our COVID year, even more so. So it's I'm actively trying to get myself out of a funk, because you know, the world still spins, work still needs to get done.
What do you do to get yourself out of a funk? And then think about this as well. Like, when do you know when you're grinding and working hard and effectively, or you're just kind of pushing through burnout? Like, what are your signs?
Yeah. So first things first. The go-to for me is always exercise. So I like to just break up my day, get a little sweat going, have something good to eat after, and that usually just puts me in a different headspace to tackle the things that I want to do. Now, I learned very early on in my startup career, my first job at a startup, that there's something called cognitive endurance, and everyone has like different peak levels of cognitive endurance. And I once I learned about that concept, I very quickly realized like when are my good pockets during the day to work. And like I know that like, 12 to 2, I'm not super effective. Like if I haven't eaten anything, like I get a little down. So I just make sure to like stay within like the cognitive zones that I know work for me and like how I structure my day.
Yeah.
And so I just won't do very rarely. I shouldn't say always, but like very rarely do I do work outside of those zones. Because I know that based on like my historical experience, I am most effective working in certain times.
How do you figure out what your zone is? Is it just like awareness and watching throughout the day, or?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like basically like tracking like hour by hour, like putting something on your computer to like track your productivity like over the course of that hour and then the next hour, and you can see like where like you peak in terms of performance, where you start to slip. And so once you identify those areas where you're slipping, you can figure out either A, like here's how I can improve on that, or B, and what I choose to do is like, how can I make that time more efficient and fit into the overall structure that works for my day. So like 12 to 2, I might go exercise, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that when I come back and I sit at my desk at 2:01, my brain is going to be in a good space to get work done now from like 2 to 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. At the end of the day, you got to do what works for you. I saw
Absolutely.
I saw one of the better Instagram motivational quotes that I've seen in a very long time, and it's the first of its kind that I've seen. It was like, successful entrepreneurs, wake up when, or they like listen to their bodies, drink coffee only if they like coffee. Like it's
That's
like
right.
it's like it's not all the fucking same for everybody.
That's
like
right. Well, and one of like in that space, like the social media motivator influencer space, like one of the heroes is Tim Ferriss, the author of the 4-Hour Work Week, 4-Hour Body or whatever.
Yeah.
And 4-Hour Work Week is a great book. It's a great book. And like, but not everyone, can take what he has done verbatim and do that in their life. But there's things that you can cherry pick out of it. Right?
When I read that book, I was like, I get the concept of this book. I was like, but I don't think it's applicable to me right now. I wasn't in that mindset. Whereas like now it's like, now I'm trying to, set up my life where I could have, check the email twice a week at a certain time. That's what I'm working towards over the next couple of years.
And I think that's like the way, right? Is like slow incremental steps. Yep. Like very rarely do great things happen overnight.
It's so true. And the key,
great things that last.
Because, I had a frustrating day today.
Yep.
You came in, you said, what do you call it, SADS?
Yeah, I said you had the SADS.
Yeah, and Rachel saw me earlier, and she was like, it was just one of those times where I'm losing a little bit of patience on the progress of things. And she's like, you're doing everything you need to be doing. So it's just like having the patience is probably the foundation of it all. It's like the consistency on top of the patience. You're going to be unfucking stoppable. If you have those two things, consistency, patience, I mean,
that's it.
I mean, you're going to hit it.
Consistency and patience equals determination.
Dude, so for my catching up, dude, I'll tell you the highlight that has happened to me over the past week or so. I was visiting a buddy in Charlotte, North Carolina. Had some drinks with him. It's an old wrestling buddy of mine. One of like inner circle dude. You know what I'm talking about? Haven't seen him in a while. He's crushing it. Owns a bunch of property. He's like doing his thing. He just met a girl. This was the most exciting thing. Is like I love meeting people that when they're hanging out, there's just a good vibe.
Yeah. And
she was super personable. I talked to her most of the night, and then at the like end of the night, we went to take pictures. And so I take a picture of them, and we're on this like the top of this tall building in Charlotte. You can see all the buildings around you. We're outside, and it's a little cold that night.
Sure.
So then it's me and his turn to take a picture, and we fucking bro hug it up. I put my arm around him. He's a little shorter, so I had him up top.
Yep.
He had his arm down by my waist, and as we're waiting for the flash to go, 1, 2, 3, he shivers. So he
Like a physical shiver?
Yeah, he's like,
Oh.
like
Now, here's a question. Was it like a shiver followed by a body quiver?
wait, what? Isn't a shiver a quiver though?
Oh, well now, all right. If you're watching and you have a stance on, quiver versus shiver, are they the same thing? It's the question. It's the unanswered question, from age old times.
So we got John Cornegay and Dave 919 in the chat. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us during the live.
Shout out to the crew. Shout out to the crew tuning in live. As always, you can find us on YouTube. Episodes will be posted to iTunes and Spotify after the fact. Yeah, man. We so Freddie, I think
Yeah. So hold on. I had to fix the focus on the camera, guys. We're still a 2-man operation here. So as a dude, when that happens, that's just, you got comedy gold for like the rest of the friendship.
I mean, as if you're the guy that shivers,
Yeah.
you're in a tough spot.
Yeah, and I'm not the guy you
You're
want
in
to
a tough
shiver with
spot.
either. Like
No.
if you're a close friend and you do that, you're like, fuck this, it's over. Like, but I was willing to keep it as an inside joke. I'm like, bro, we can keep this between us.
Yeah.
It's just that good. But he said the people needed to know, so I wanted to put it out there.
And this was Dro.
Yes. My
Shout
buddy
out to
Alejandro.
Dro. Shout out to Dro. Shout out to medium height guys.
Yeah.
You know, we just
Killing it.
we're just doing good things.
Yeah,
out
I'm
there.
telling you, you guys
We're
get
doing
shit
good
done.
things out here.
You guys get shit done. So, Greg, so listen, buddy, I'm gonna need a sidekick. So basically, our permanent big spoon. Pretty much, dude. Be careful, bro. Next time you dap me
See,
up,
this
you might shiver and quiver and all that.
This
bro.
is what I've learned about you, Freddie, is that you keep a stable of medium height guys around you at all times, so you can be that big spoon, that warm blanket for your friends. Really, you're just a philanthropist.
I'm a teddy bear, man. You gotta work with the strengths. So listen, buddy, I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna need a sidekick after December 21st. Because apparently, according to this one black mystic, her Instagram handle is the Hood Healer. She says that on December 21st, black people are gonna have superhuman abilities. It's gonna awaken superhuman abilities.
Hold on. Now, if you're just listening and you're not watching, I'm a white man. Yep, it's true. The story checks out. I am a white man, and I'm also not active on, I guess, white Twitter or black Twitter.
Okay,
So this is I always hear.
That's what it is. John Cornegay's got it right. It's unlocked DNA.
Okay, so the Hood Healer, who is on black Twitter. Now, let's before we dive into the Hood Healer, let me ask a question about. Does one get invited to black Twitter? Is it like a separate company? Like, is it like the HBCUs of social media? Like, how does one get initiated to black Twitter?
I would say it's an area of Twitter. It's not on a separate app. A lot of white people ask me that. They go, "Is that a separate app or anything like that?" Okay. No. It's just an area of Twitter. It's the funniest part, one of the funniest parts of the internet, and where a lot of trends start and a lot of jokes are stolen from.
Okay,
it's from just black people on Twitter.
You mean white people in entertainment
Yeah.
stealing things from black people? Never heard of it,
bro. They even there was no originality on like the All Lives Matter thing either. Like they just switched one like.
Oh yeah, dude.
So black Twitter is where it's arguably the funniest part of the internet. And this Hood Healer lady says that, and black Twitter just starts making fun of her. So now people are asking, what team you're going to be on, DC or Marvel? What superpowers you're trying to have? Wow. People in wheelchairs are posting pictures. Black people in wheelchairs are like, yo, I can't wait.
I mean, imagine what a person, a woman like Stacey Abrams is thinking right now. Like, is she going to be Professor X? Like, you know what I mean?
I know, dude.
Like, she's already a superhero.
What's that like for someone like you? Like you have a lot of black friends, but you won't have any superpowers. So how are you going to position yourself here?
I'll be like Iron Man. You know what I mean? Or
no,
like Bruce
I don't
Wayne.
think that's
Not
realistic.
how it works.
No,
why? Because they're just guys.
We get the unlocked DNA. Don't try to white guy your shit. Oh, I'll just get more money and then I'm just gonna like,
Yeah, but Iron Man had some pretty nice technology.
I think
Batman 100% relied on Lucius Fox, who's going to get all of the superpowers. So
True.
Batman's screwed.
could be. All right, so I'm thinking you could be like,
Am I Hawkeye?
no, you'd be like the IT guy, the guy that's like, I'm on it.
Oh,
Like,
no. Oh, no.
or you could be the white dude because the cops are
no.
now gonna have even more reason to racially profile because now we have unlocked DNA. You could be the white guy that vouches for everybody to get us off.
Oh, wow. Like my name would be the Defender.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
The public defender.
We'll let you have a superhero name because
Oh, man.
you're so important. What do we got here?
Oh, yeah. I'd probably be an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. dude.
Greg Cole. Yeah, Greg Coulson.
Yeah, it'd be Coulson. And that's not too bad because eventually he gets alien DNA and gets superpowers.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's a great one. All right, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., baby.
What is alien? How do you get alien DNA? What does that mean? I feel like that's code for something. Like that's you fucking a Mexican or something and
Oh, no. Legal aliens.
oh okay,
Legal
okay.
aliens. Legal aliens.
As long as they've come to
No. In the show, he gets shot in the movie, right? He gets shot in Avengers.
Yep.
And then in the TV show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they take him off world, give him the...
he gets like Kree blood or something like that, right? Yeah.
Correct.
I remember that.
Correct. So Freddie, let me ask you, what superpower are you hoping for?
I like teleportation. I really like teleportation. Time travel's cool. People like to ask me this because I do like comic books. But if I could be the only one to have powers, I'd like to be Spider-Man because that's pretty cool. But if everybody else had powers, I'd be the Silver Surfer just because he's pretty much like indestructible. He can just fly
He's
through
a little
space.
moody. He's a little moody.
He's
He
philosophical.
goes through moods.
He's
Yeah.
just watching, bro. He's just watching. He's watching humans. He's fascinated by humans.
But you would never.
You know what's funny is that I have this comic book. It's Silver Surfer. It's 10 years of the Silver Surfer from 1980 to 1990. So it's him, and this is after he's escapes Earth because the barrier that he was on for 10 years, they got rid of it, so he was able to freely travel the universe.
Yep.
And through that, he had a couple relationships. He fucking hooked up again with his old boo, Shala Ball. That's when he left his planet. And dude, my man is imbued with the power cosmic, and he still can't figure women out. He got slapped by 3 different women in that comic book.
Yeah, I mean, a guy who's silver all the time, has a surfboard. I'm pretty sure,
Bro.
he's gonna have a tough time, coming home to mom and proving that he's a good guy. So, all right. I mean, Silver Surfer powers are legit. So, like, how widespread is the what is it? The healing, the Hood Healer, So this is taken off. This has captured the attention of Black Twitter.
Yes.
Now
she's tried backpedaling, saying that no, it's not going to unlock DNA. There's going to be psychic abilities that we once had that we
like a mind control thing,
something like that. I don't know.
I mean, this could spell really terrible news for whites.
This could be the end. This could be.
So December 21st, guys, at 12:01. If you're white, maybe just, wait, quarantine for 24 hours and see how things turn out. Because it could get messy in the streets.
Dude, it's going to be good.
It should have happened. Now, what would have been interesting is if it would have happened last, I guess, Friday night, Saturday morning at 12:01, right before all of the Proud Boys marched on D.C., and then you could have had it would have been the Captain America Civil War, but this time it would have been all of Wakanda fighting against.
Oh my gosh, against the U.S. government. I don't know.
I mean, the whites.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan comes back from the dead to sell drugs. We're writing the movie already.
This is it. Marvel, hire us. All right,
it could be in the What If storyline,
right? Yeah. Now. Man, it's the Hood Healer. It's a she?
It's a she, yeah. So I think we're talking about now just like the new age movement in general. Because I know I have a lot of friends in area, very heavy on the spirituality, and I love it. But sometimes we just got to dial it back a little bit. I think, I think sometimes we put too much hype into crystals. Like
Ooh, tell me more.
yeah, dude, it's just, and I think the idea is cool. And because here's the thing, I'm saying this, but at the same time, like, I'm literally the dude that, like, I have to pretend to be like Doctor Strange if I'm gonna be like
Sure.
like because he represents creativity for me. Like, if I'm doing some discipline shit, if I'm lifting and I'm tired, I picture myself as Batman. So take whatever I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I just feel like the crystal movement is just
Well, the crystal movement to me is very strange, but I think it ties into believing in something, right? Which I think is powerful.
yeah.
But it's an interesting thing to believe in.
You know what, dude? This is falling apart for me. You know why? Because I'd rather someone believe in crystals than believe in this, like, oh, Corona's a hoax and they're trying to control us and they're trying to turn on the 5G. All right, let's go to the comments real quick.
We're going to the comments.
Greg can't take his eyes off the comments. Let's see. Superpowers out whenever. This has legs, and the belief of the Gregorian calendar is 8 years off. Oh, and this is the true 2012. Wow.
Oh wow! So we're about 2 weeks from this all ending.
My ex gave me a money crystal, and she still uses my Netflix account. That's from Dave919. Yo, that's fucking funny.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Oh, that's fucking great.
That's great. So you were saying your whole argument was falling apart.
Yeah, because then I just started thinking about the anti-maskers, hoaxers of coronavirus and all that, and the 5G people. But going back to your point, like, people will always find something to worship. They find, like, that God. So whether you're religious or not, you're going to find some other shit. And that can be slippery for some people. Some people go deep into spirituality, I think, as a way to procrastinate and to distract from the real reason and not to solve, because it's so ethereal and you could kind of just put whatever you want to it. Like,
it's like, how much are you actually changing about yourself if all you're doing is reading the thoughts of other people? Like, I'm not anti-reading by any stretch of the means. I read.
I am.
Well, hold on just a second. I'm not anti-reading, but I think I think as I grow older, I become more selective about what I read. And I also make sure that I am spending even more time being in my own thoughts. Now, I understand that a lot of people are not comfortable in their own thoughts, and so that's where we agree that, like, just continuing to read books for reading books' sake, at some point, if you're not doing your own thinking and more of your own thinking than stuffing other people's thoughts in your head, I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
Hey, yo, fuck books. That's from WLN. We're co-signing that. Fuck books. Books are overrated. No, to your point, Greg, like, I agree. This year, because I was on it. I was on all the self-help books, blah, blah, blah. Reading everything that, like, Tim Ferriss was, whatever. And then I realized that I was just reading those books and surrounding myself with people that read those same exact books. And then we would just trade off quotes.
Yep.
And after a while, I realized that I wasn't having a ton of fun in those conversations because of what you're saying. Like, I want, like, your perspective. I want you to tell me when your fucking kids got taken away. Shit like that. Something. I want to hear your opinion, especially if it's some shit that, like, is wrong, but you still believe it. Like, something like that. I've said this a bunch of times before. Like, I get along with people where I agree with, like, 80% of the shit, and then the other 20 is just, I'm like, what the fuck is this person talking about? Like, but yeah, that's. Yeah, just having your own opinion. I've read one book, and I'm not going to fit. I'm reading a second book. Oh, no, my bad. I've read two. I read Daring Greatly.
Yep.
And Everything is Fucked. And those are great books. And now I'm reading Intuition Pumps and Other Tools for Thinking by Dan Dennett. And it's a fun book. But, like, this has been the best year of my life.
That's right.
Just from, like, an authenticity standpoint, feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Having a perspective and all that shit, which does numbers for me. But, like, maybe I'll go back on the reading train. But right now I'm on the, like, I read enough. Let me go live life.
Well, yeah, and I think this year in particular, and you have to. I don't think this is a white privilege thing. I think it's an economic privilege thing. Like if you have, survived 2020 from an economic perspective, you still have your job. Nothing's really changed on that front. You're just working from home. I feel like this has been an So I'm prefacing like you have like there's a privilege involved with being able to do these types of activities that I don't think is spoken about enough. It's like it's very similar to like the pull yourself up from your bootstraps.
Yes.
It's like, hey man, I don't have time for all of this spirituality mumbo jumbo because I'm working 3 jobs. One of them's in a hospital where I'm stressed the fuck out and I'm seeing people die every day. And so forgive me if I don't go home and read 100 pages of, a self-improvement book that's telling me to,
the same shit as all the other ones. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I feel like this year in particular has been a great opportunity to sit in thoughts. And I hope that, in as 2021 unfolds, and we start to come out of this, slowly, that we come to learn that people have spent more time in their own thoughts than they have, escaping them. I'm going to remain optimistic on that. I'm not super hopeful. But if we come out of this, where people have spent more time, developing their own thoughts, developing their own views and where they stand on different topics. Instead of just being able to quote, I know he's your favorite author, but Ray Dalio quotes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like we need to be better than that as a society.
Yeah, I think the whole situation just exposed a lot of people. So you were forced to either be in your thoughts or see how you handle stress. I've talked to a bunch of different people, different age groups, races, socioeconomic background, like just different parts in life. And this 2020, it seems to have worked out for a lot of people. I'm not saying that people aren't fucking starving or dying or anything like that, but I'm just saying the people I've talked to, I got a buddy that works at Pizza Hut. And when they went on lockdown, well, since March, the kids had saved up. He had like almost no money in his account, saved up $23,000.
Wow.
Between March and now.
Wow.
He was working 50 hours a week.
How many free book coupons does he get from Pizza Hut?
Is that a thing?
Don't you remember being a kid and like you didn't have the Pizza Hut thing?
No, that was in white schools. They gave you out free pizza books and shit, so I can just
God
go
bless
to
the
Pizza Hut
suburbs.
for free.
No, if you like read books and like if you read a certain number of books.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, fuck you. Don't make this a race thing. Don't make this a white kids in the suburbs thing. No. And first off, shout out to Philadelphia.
I wasn't reading books to eat pizza. I was playing CeeLo.
Yeah, but I was forging those motherfuckers and getting free personal pants.
Those are white crimes. Forging, stealing the retirement
I was
funds.
Like, catch me if you can. I was like Leo, baby. I was Leo back in the early day. I mean, dude, like I think we have to get back to a place as society where like, hey man, you saved $23,000 during COVID. Fuck yeah, that's fucking
24-year-old kid.
That's amazing.
Like
but that's amazing. You know what I mean? Like
that's great.
That has nothing to do with the tragedy that has been this year. There's nothing wrong with working at a Pizza Hut. It's not the most glamorous job in the world, but God damn it, if you work hard and you save, hey, look at that, $23,000, after 8 months, right?
Yeah.
As a 24-year-old kid.
That's what happens when you take it for what it is and you don't think you're better than the situation you're in. Right. You're never better than the situation you're in because you're there. Like you're there for a reason. So like, he had almost no money in his account. Did that 24 years old. He has no debt. And he came over the other day. We're hanging out. He's like, what do I do with my money? So me and my girl are helping him with like, set up your 6-month emergency fund and then put a down payment on a
tax shelter.
Yeah, fucking
Cayman Islands. Let's go. Yeah, man. I mean, that's incredible. I think anyone who has been able to, anyone who has been able to navigate this year and they can say that they've come out the better for it. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't know Jeff Bezos and I don't know Tim Cook at Apple. And like, so we don't really associate with like profiteers, right?
No,
So-
yeah.
so
I think
like,
I had a better year than Bezos overall.
well,
All things considered.
yeah, I mean, he didn't start a news podcast.
Right? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
so
saying.
up
Like,
yours, Bezos.
yeah, I did a few mushroom trips. Overall, all things considered, obviously financially, he's got me, but all things considered, I had a better year than Bezos.
I mean, I think he got divorced this year, so absolutely.
See, he's
Right.
he's a broken man right
I
now.
mean, in
so-
many ways, I also had a better year than Bezos. So, but like, if you've made it out the other end of this year, a better person, or just bettered your situation, 3 cheers.
in
I
any
mean,
way, yeah, hell yeah.
absolutely, man. Because like, the facts are that unless you were born in 1900 and you were 18 when the Spanish flu happened, you have not lived through a global pandemic.
That's true.
And so, I mean, like, really, like, all bets are off. And, we were talking about this off air, just like how we're both very hard on ourselves. Like, we're our harshest critics.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that I'm very grateful for this year is like that harsh critic voice has turned into like, hasn't really taken its foot off the gas, but it's less harsh. Like, I still critique myself just as sharply, but I've allowed myself some downtime. I've allowed myself not to be on point 100% every moment of every day.
I've gone back, and this is where the self-help books fucked me up personally a little bit, because they're like, oh, talk nice to yourself, all what? But that doesn't work for me. And I'm not mean to myself,
Yeah.
but I know that I've gone back to my normal, just letting my thoughts go, and I just make fun of myself. So when I fuck up, instead of being like, oh my God, I fucked this, I'm trying to fucking be the best.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, look at you, fucking, you fucked up. Like, it's just, and it literally just makes me laugh, and I just keep going. It's like,
Right.
or if I get frustrated that I fucked up, it's like, oh, you thought this was gonna be easy. Like, I just roast myself lightly. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And
Exactly.
so I'm working that part of my brain again, which is really, I think it's helping.
Yeah. And it's just like, you asked me earlier, like, what are the things I do to jumpstart, my day when I'm not feeling productive?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, exercise works. Making myself laugh and putting myself in better spirits absolutely works.
Yeah.
So it's, it's just about, what works for you.
I like that. We started talking about the healers, and then we dipped off.
I know we took a nice dip. We took a nice dip. So, we've thrown hints out there already in this episode, but you and I are pretty big comic book superhero movie fans.
I love them. They're my Bible to me. I take those stories, and like I just mentioned earlier, those
Yeah.
are the
So it's going to be it's going to be 2021 is going to be an exciting 2021 and beyond is going to be an exciting time if you're
for Marvel. Yeah,
if you're a Disney Plus subscriber,
yeah,
and you're a Marvel fan. I mean, we've got a new Loki show coming.
yep.
Falcon Winter Soldier, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, WandaVision. There's a new Spider-Man movie.
I want to highlight a couple. Let's start with Black Widow. I'm really excited about her. I think she's been long overdue for the solo movie, and I'm liking the trailers behind it and all. Man, it looks.
But Freddie, we've been seeing that movie was supposed to come out in May.
I know.
That movie was supposed to come out
Yeah.
in May. They should that thing should have been put on Disney Plus either for free
Nah,
or a charge.
make 'em
like
wait.
Mulan. They
'em
charged
wait.
for Mulan.
No, make them wait.
I don't know, man.
Why would Disney? Here's the positive of Corona that happened with Disney is that it happened after Endgame.
Oh yeah.
And it was already like, oh, how are they going to top this? How are they going to top this? So
Yeah.
I'm actually glad that we took like a whole year off from Marvel movies, because now we kind of forgot Endgame a little bit. It gives us a chance as viewers. It'll help us appreciate what's coming next, because I think we would have went in with, well, how they going to fucking make it better, because that's how we are.
But if Black Widow is next, we're going backwards.
Yeah, but it gives you just a little tip of the hat. You know what I'm saying? Like
the tip of the cap.
Yeah,
for
'cause-
how much money we all paid through those first 3 phases of the MCU.
Yeah.
they could have given us Black Widow for free.
that-
They could have given us. They could have given us a tip of the cap.
They gave us Endgame and Infinity War. They
Masterpieces.
They overexceeded a 10-year hype. They just meeting that is almost impossible. They got the keys. They could have 2 or 3 flops. I'm gonna still go in with the enthusiasm. You cannot fuck with Disney right now. There's no way. They should be running the government right now. Like is what I kind of like feel. I don't even know if I'm joking or not.
I bet they do in California and Florida to
That's
a
true.
degree.
That's true. Yeah.
We'll get into it in a future episode. But Disney absolutely has ties with the CIA.
And we'll get to it later in the episode with China as well. Before we get to China, let's
Yeah. So here's some interesting. They're making a new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
That's
Volume 3.
Volume 3. That's gonna be great.
Okay, so we touched on this in one of our first episodes about Chris Pratt. And how he was getting chastised for being Christian, and how he sat out like a Biden Harris fundraiser or something, and so he plays Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. In the comics, they have made his character both bisexual and polyamorous, and so my question to you, sir, is this the mouse being spiteful about Chris Pratt's religion?
I think so. I have no sources whatsoever. But if I'm just using my intuition here, I think they're kind of they're fucking with it. They're yeah. That's
now it makes sense.
This is some petty shit.
If you're gonna do it with any character, Star-Lord makes some sense.
Oh yeah, with the character, absolutely, bro. It makes total sense that Star-Lord is polyamorous, bisexual. With all the planets he's going to, that in the first movie, he fucked that blue girl.
Oh yeah,
you don't just
he
go to
doesn't play
blue
around.
girl. You fuck with human dudes before you jump to yeah. He's fucking
Star-Lord literally regulates every shade.
And here's the thing: I wouldn't be surprised if he went in as a Christian. You know, like Star-Lord, he's from Missouri.
Sure.
Went in, and then when you're in space, you fuck a dude alien by accident because you don't fucking know.
A hole's a hole at that point.
And then but it feels really good. You came really hard, and then you find out it's a guy, but you're in the 7th ring of Nebula. It's all. It doesn't matter.
Different galaxies, bro.
Yeah. It's like it's not. It's same thing with like it's not gay if it's in international waters. You know, it's a little different. The rules are slightly different.
Yeah.
When you get out of the Milky Way galaxy, homophobia.
All bets are off.
Yeah, it's just you know, it's different.
Man, that Disney mouse did my boy Chris dirty, man.
Right?
My gosh.
But it does make sense for the character. So I'm actually, if some people are like, oh, they're trying to turn everything gay, it's like it does make sense for Star-Lord.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been rumored that Thor's going to be in that next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So I'll be. Chris Hemsworth is a good looking slab of kangaroo. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! Yeah, I mean that would be. Would you pay for that pay-per-view?
Are you talking
Chris
about
Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, gay sex scene?
No, I'm good.
Pay-per-view. You good?
I'm good.
I'd
pirate it.
I'd pay for it. All right. I might not watch it.
Okay.
But I'll buy like the commemorative poster.
You'll support it.
The commemorative poster that comes with it. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just I get it framed, put it in the man cave. It won't have anything explicit, but we all know what happened that night.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be I don't think they'd be doing any more Disney movies after that one.
This is a career pivot.
Thor and Star-Lord got a plunder. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. They did my man Chris Pratt dirty, but it's I think
after the sex scene they both say pause, so it's not gay, so it's all good.
Yeah, right. I think these Marvel projects, these DC projects, it's really captured like a new generation of fans. And it's just cool as like someone who's always read comic books, like since I was young, been into these movies, forever. It is cool to see so many people appreciate these things in the same way. Like in certain areas, I get defensive. I'm like, no, I was on that first, and I don't want you to be, because it's mine. I found it first. Yeah. But with this, like because movie theater experiences are so fun.
Yes.
Like there's nothing like Endgame, watching Avengers Endgame in a theater with people, watching Avengers Infinity War with the snap with people in a theater. Like, dude.
I love those clips when you hear people go crazy with a scene where everybody's coming back in and all that.
Yeah, man. You know let's hop to our celebrity pastor conversation, because it's very interesting. Because speaking of Chris Pratt, the celebrity pastor Carl Lentz of Hillsong Church is actually the church that Chris Pratt belongs to.
Yeah, it's
gotten a lot of flack over the years for being anti-LGBTQA plus. You know, they allegedly, are in support of conversion therapies and things like that. But this guy, Carl Lentz, he kind of rose to fame as this, hipster dressed, good looking dude who was the preacher to the stars. He was the personal pastor to the Kardashians.
Justin Bieber, right?
He baptized Justin Bieber in 2014.
Wow.
He lives in a multi-million-dollar house in New Jersey. Really revered in this this sect of religion where the Sunday services look super fun. There's big bands and white people dancing awkwardly, and the whole thing. So it came out in the last couple months that Carl Lentz was having an affair with a 34-year-old Muslim woman during the COVID era.
Holy war's about to start again.
You know what I mean?
Jesus. What? Like, so hold on. How long is this guy married for? Like, what's?
Oh, he's married, kids.
He's
the pastor of a mega church.
So you got to have that.
You
can't get the keys to the church if you ain't got some kids.
No.
Oh, dude. So what's the course of action here? Where's he at? They're going to send him to some camp or something?
So Hillsong Church fired the guy. You're gone. Apparently it was one of possibly many affairs that he had been having. And apparently he is in this type of therapy. I want to make sure that I get this right. And of course I lost the article. But it's pastoral
burnout.
Pastoral burnout.
Yeah, pastoral burnout.
Pastoral burnout. So he's in therapy right now, outpatient therapy for depression, anxiety, stress, and pastoral burnout. Now, can you explain to me what pastoral burnout is? Is that where you get sick of like pastoral patterns?
Maybe. To me that sounds when like
is that pastels?
The pastoral burnout is when a pastor's getting a lot of pussy. It's what it sounds like to me, and he gets caught. Or pastoral burnouts when they get caught stealing money and they gotta send them to we're gonna shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and these guys are ruining it for the churches out there that are doing the right thing and that are
whenever you are. This church, Hillsong, in the United States alone, pulled in $98.6 million.
Oh,
million.
Million. Okay, $90 million.
Million dollars in 2019, of which like 97% came from donations.
Wow.
And so how do you square that with your 150,000 plus members in the United States? That, hey, your donations are going to a guy that's that's cheating on his wife with a 34-year-old Muslim woman. Now, I'm repeating Muslim woman because, this man is a pastor
at a Christian church,
at a uber Christian church, and he's being an infidel with his wife, with a Muslim woman. I mean, that seems.
He's
It doesn't seem.
He's being an infidel.
I just roll with it,
Yo,
man.
that's actually pretty funny. The infidel and infidelity thing. It's like that works in both there.
Yeah, man, my man's an infidel. My man's an infidel.
Here's how I look at it. You know, I'm not religious
Yeah.
or anything like that, but we give this guy a pass. I say we go the forgiveness route with this guy. You know, he's fucked up once. He's bringing in a lot of money for the
But he's
church.
not Catholic.
But that's true. That this is I was using the Catholic tenets here, but still, he's bringing in a lot of money to the church, and I don't think we want to fuck up any money to the
Church money.
yeah, the cash flow.
Well, they
We don't-
fired him. He's gone.
Mm.
Now they.
How many Instagram followers does he have? This guy's good. He's gonna be
Oh, he's gonna be fine, dude.
Yeah.
He's gonna be selling MeUndies and Manscaped.
yeah.
In a couple weeks, he'll be fine.
He'll bounce back. The
Apparently-
Lord, this is all part of God's plan, buddy.
Hey,
this is
one of his members is Tyler Perry. Uber rich, successful entertainment mogul.
yeah.
He just paid for the first 6 months of rent for Lentz and his family who moved out to Manhattan Beach, California. Dude's killing it.
He's doing damn.
Dude's killing it.
That's great.
But like, it's very strange to me, like this idea of the celebrity pastor or like the hip, like you couldn't tell if he was a pastor or like a member of Maroon 5.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like there's something weird. Like, how are you really like?
Isn't there a verse like that about in the Bible, like beware of prophets and Gucci belt buckles or something like that? Like
verbatim?
right?
That's Isaiah 4:20.
YSL fucking 38-32.
It's just so bizarre. It's so bizarre to me. Like I think shout out to abuses of power, because my gosh, just think of all the things you get. Just think of all the things you get when you abuse power. I mean, Dave in the comment section makes a good point. Like abusing the power, like that must be a part of God's plan.
I love it.
Because like dude's gonna be like, chances are dude is gonna be absolutely fine. He's gonna film a redemption special.
Yeah, put it on YouTube.
He's gonna like rise out of the stage, like very Christ-like. And then he's gonna have his own church where like he doesn't have to split the quote unquote revenues with like the Hillsong higher ups.
I like that. I really like that. And I want to take a quick side note, Greg, because I know we've brought up the Catholic Church a bunch of times, and I'm super hard on the Catholic Church clergy, not the followers, because life's complicated. We all got to believe in something,
Sure.
Shout out to people that follow the Catholic religion. I just talk shit about the clergy. But I want to take some time to give the Catholic Church the credit they deserve, because to me, they have the most fire architecture of all time. Top 3, right? Top 3
mean,
most fire architecture.
Easy. And I'll even double down on that. I would say that they have the world's best eye for interior design. I mean, Vatican City, forget about it. I mean, that's going on the E Network every single night. That's on Bravo every single night. That interior design.
So shout out to the Catholic Church for your architecture and interior design. So that's 2 things that I said good about you today. So
now,
why do you think it's so good?
What's that? The architecture?
Yeah, for the Catholic Church. What do you think of a reason why you think it's so good?
I mean, they probably use child labor.
You think other also like what, like you
all
asked
the
them?
little kids that the pastors were
Yeah. What, the kids like the high ceilings. They just make it look like a castle. They'd be like, come on, kids, you can come into the magical castle.
Stare up there while I diddle you.
Yeah.
Stare up into our 90-foot ceilings.
Don't tell anyone. Here,
Don't tell your mama.
Say 3 Hail Marys.
Yeah, exactly. See, Carl Lentz would be smart if he switches to Catholicism, because if he had done that in Catholicism, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, your affair's over. Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary. We don't care she was Muslim.
Repenting, dude. You can just, the day of, repent. You could be in heaven VIP section that day that you die.
That's why I think everyone prays at night, because if you die in your sleep,
ooh,
there's no shot for redemption. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that, man. I like that.
I
think I might be a Catholic by the end of this episode again. Start a whole new life.
I mean, I'm going to wish you luck. This might be the parting ways of World Local News. No, it's an unfortunate thing with religion because there are so many good things that come from it. A sense of community, instilling morals and values, or at least talking about them. Because instilling certainly doesn't happen all over the place, but. It's when it becomes extreme, and I think along with that extremism, there's this tendency to create figureheads like a Carl Lentz or Jerry Falwell or the guy from Liberty University.
Yeah. I don't think the guy from Liberty did anything wrong, right? He just
paid a young dude to have sex with his wife and watch.
Underage dude?
I don't know if it's a weird situation. I don't remember all the specifics, but I'm pretty sure he was paying a dude to have sex with his wife and watch.
Okay, so what did he do wrong?
No,
that sounds like a healthy ass marriage to me. That sounds like there was some communication. Not
in the eyes of an uber conservative Christian university.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's frowned upon.
Okay, so I guess
that would be being, in my words, an infidel.
Yeah.
But I think with these mega churches, they promote these figureheads, and our culture, our society loves celebrity.
We do.
We love it. We crave it. It's everything, and so, that's when religion. When you cross celebrity and religion, I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it sounds like end times.
It's end times. It's a recipe. It's a recipe for very powerful people. It's like you wanted Spider-Man's powers, but what's the principle? With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, absolutely.
And the trust and the faith that people put in their religious leaders is, really second to none, unless you're a Donald Trump supporter. And so, when these people manipulate, their what do they call them? Their followers or their churchgoers or their attendees. I mean, it's the biggest violation. That's why, what the Catholic Church has done to children.
Yeah.
You hear about sexual abuse. Men sexually abusing women in the church and the church silencing it. Just all types of stuff can happen.
So to switch the perspective here, because I think we might have some time to cover this here. At least we'll cover the first part here. So we got religion causing atrocities. Now, here's a story of government causing atrocities with China hunting Muslims, and they're a type of Muslim.
Yes.
How is it spelled? UG.
Okay, now we have fact checked this.
Yes.
It is spelled Uyghurs. Now I thought it was pronounced Uyghurs.
And one would think it's Uyghur, but
apparently it's pronounced Uyghur.
Uyghur. The Uyghur Muslims are being put in camps in China.
Now, this has been happening for quite some time. We've kind of covered that as far as the hypocrisy of LeBron James. And,
yes.
Him being an activist but not speaking up about China. So there's an infamous Chinese technology company called Huawei. That's Huawei, Huawei. We have fact checked that one as well. But apparently, Huawei has been using artificial intelligence-powered facial recognition software in partnership with some other companies to develop basically facial recognition technology that can identify and track people's ethnicities.
What the fuck? Dude, China surveillance tactics are fucking
second
MVP,
to none,
bro. Yeah, dude.
That's why I'm wearing this That's why I'm wearing this Chinese national soccer jersey.
Greg's already selling out. He don't give a
Listen.
fuck. I like that. I like that initiative.
Listen.
You're early adopter.
I'm ready to collaborate.
I like that.
I don't like this. You're anti-China. You're anti-U.S. Hey, let's get along.
I like that.
People want Democrats and Republicans to get along. Guess what? I'm a supporter of the Chinese national soccer team. This is my bridge. This is my olive branch, and
Yeah.
I'm saying China. World Local News is ready to work with you guys. You're not going to be able to do what you do with U.S. technology companies with us. You can't rip us off. You can't find another Freddie. You can't find another Greg.
How many of your shoes would you trade? How many of your fancy sneakerhead shoes?
They
would
wouldn't
you trade?
take them. They make them. I would. Sorry. Finish your question.
I was gonna say that was funny. How many of your shoes would you trade for a high-ranking government official spot in the Chinese government?
In the Chinese government? Oh man, probably half. And the reason why it would only be half is because I'm a wild card, and I'm not sure that I'm going to. Like, chances are I might say, like, I'm going to do a Google search of something that I'm not supposed to Google search in China.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get flagged for it, and I'm going to be in trouble. So like, then I'd be like, oh, well, all my shoes are gone. So
Yeah.
if it's only half,
you can leave with something. You can
That's
leave
right.
with a little bit of your dignity.
That's right.
I like that.
That's right. But this is, jokes aside, it's awful what they're doing with these Uyghurs. It's awful. It's just awful. I mean,
Yeah, it's terrible.
They're putting.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
They're putting
these people in camps.
They're putting
and
them
we're
in
laughing. And we're laughing. This is not. This is.
It's actually the worst human rights violation that's happening on planet Earth today.
Yeah.
They're putting these Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps, and it's really awful. And one of the reasons why I think Americans should pay more attention is because, a company like Huawei is banned in the United States, but the companies that they partner with, especially around this ethnicity facial recognition technology, they are still able to do business in the U.S. So, as Google improves their artificial intelligence systems, as Tesla, as Apple, as Amazon, as all of these companies improve those things, who are they going to? They're going to these companies.
Yeah.
And
a lot of these there's an official document released from some press meeting. It was either in 2019 or 2020 where U.S. it was like some Congress thing where they said that they would have to keep up with China. They would have to adopt their surveillance practices so that they don't lose the position of superpower.
Right.
So essentially, like, they were trying to, like, going in cashless and things like that. This isn't a conspiracy. This is like a government document.
No,
and that's why about it.
And that's why it was so interesting over the summer. You were seeing so many young Chinese activists basically giving Americans playbooks on how to safely protest. Like, meaning like, hey, like, wear these types of masks, have this type of gear. Have if you're near a subway, make sure you have you don't have something that has a paper trail, like you have tokens or like all these different strategies, just for that reason, right? Like, the Chinese people, really have been protesting, these human rights privacy violations for a long time. And the Chinese government does everything possible to snuff those dissenters out.
I mean, dude, with ethnicity tracking, like what's the science behind that? Like, what are they like? Like, what are they? How do you even?
I mean, not to get too stereotypical, but like, I think probably right off the bat they're flagging for stereotypes. Right?
Yeah, right. Like, what's
Jewish people having big noses.
But here's the thing: China takes a lot of American. Like, there's like a cool part of China where they wear baggy clothes and stuff. Are they gonna like? I What the fuck, dude?
So what's
This China thing is getting a little out of hand.
Well, it gets a little bit worse because those technologies also get sold to law enforcement groups. Something that happened earlier in the summer. The Patriot Act was restarted again, where the government can spy on you for no reason whatsoever, and so people like to get outraged. People like to get outraged over trivial things, but I think they end up missing the forest for the trees, or the trees for the forest, whatever it is. But let's forget about defund the police. Let's talk about, hey, is your local police department or is your city police department using facial recognition software? Are they partnering with companies who have the ability to enable ethnicity tracking? Those to me are the big brothery, conspiratorial things that are literally right in front of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the ethnicity tracking plays out. I hope it gets developed because I got a couple Puerto Rican guys I'm looking for that owe me money.
Oh, wow.
And I really think this software now is aligning with my values now, and I need to get paid. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
Yeah. So
great. Well, I mean, as always, it seems like we're wrapping on an uplifting note,
I like us ending on a sad note, We're not one of these little fluffy duffy little fucking bullshit podcast guys, all right?
No. So Freddie, why don't you start? Why don't you leave us? Do we have any good comments before we start to wrap up?
The camera kept getting out of focus, and Own the Chaos Investing said, got to keep it on manual focus so it doesn't keep falling out. Well, I tried that Own the Chaos, and it works on auto.
Yeah, Own the Chaos. How about you? Own the instruction manual and send it our way, you dick.
Actually, shout out to Own the Chaos Investing for helping me set up all this shit.
Shout out to Own the Chaos Investing just for being the best.
Yeah, he's the one that sent me all this stuff. That's how we got this fancy Roadcaster. So we love you. Dave, thanks for showing up. John Cornegate, thanks for showing up for the live stream. Guys, catch the live stream. If you're just listening to this on the podcast, on the live stream, you get to do comments. You get to throw jokes in there. We give you credit. It's a really fun time. Greg, where can people find you, bud?
People can find me on Instagram at @GPerlman. That's really the only space that I float around right now. But follow World Local News at World Local News. Freddie, where can people find you?
Instagram, Freddie Valoy, YouTube, Freddie Valoy. I got everything you need, baby. I'm with World Local News, working with my buddy Greg. Then I'm doing Fred Talk, where it's a little more philosophical. Then I have the dating show. You're looking to slide up in some DMs? I got you back there too. And then follow my Instagram stories just for random shit. I repost memes. I talk shit.
Dude, you're a
TikTok
star.
Oh, that's right. And I had one of my TikToks is at 1.7 million views now. So I'm at 2,000 followers, so I can go live on Instagram Live. I don't know when I'm going to do that. But this Friday at 10 p.m., I'm going to be live streaming my Dolocast. That is a solo podcast episode that I do on my podcast. And I'm going to talk about a few things. So I'll be promoting that on my Instagram Live. And
is that going to be on YouTube?
It's going to be on YouTube. Yep, it's going to be on YouTube Live. And I believe it's going to be the Instagram Live, Facebook Live, Twitch as well. So come join the chat there too.
Listen, here's what I'm going to wrap with.
Yo,
okay, we're coming up on the holiday season. We're in Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year. There's no better gift that you can give a loved one, a hated one, someone that you're just about, than World Local News. You follow us on Instagram, you subscribe on YouTube, you download on iTunes, Spotify, you leave a comment, a review, you share it out to your friends. It's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, because we're coming back week after week, and we're bringing thunder, man,
and lightning.
We're out.
Welcome to World Local News. Recording live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of no audience.